Yo, what's good, peasants? My name is JB, and we are back here today for week 6 of the BBL. This week we are taking on Johnny GB, coach of the Seattle Metal Sounders, currently rocking a record of 2-3. So yeah, go check him out down in the description. It should be a fun matchup. Let's go ahead and get into his squad. He has the team of Kiram White with Z-moves, Genesect, Mega Gardevoir, Dugtrio, Incineroar, Jellicent, Rotombo, Toxicroak with Z-moves, Mega Aerodactyl, or no, regular Aerodactyl, I'm stupid. It just says Aerodactyl, I don't know why I said Mega. Aerodactyl, Emolga, Abomasnow, and Glaceon with Z-moves. All in all, a very threatening team. He has, some incredible wall breakers with Kiram White, Mega Gardevoir, and Genesect, and then he just has some nice bulk and nice, coverage to round it out. Like, he has a, nice double fire water, a nice fire water grass core with double grass. Toxicroak's a good water immunity, so he's not weak to water at all. He has 2 water immunities, like a bunch of grass types. Just all in all, a very well-rounded team that just I like it. It's a good team. But let's go ahead and get into the squad. Obviously, Kiram White being one of the main threats. Genesect really fast, good coverage. Kiram White's just kind of a nuke. It's Kiram Black, but with actually good special attack. Dugtrio traps things, Incineroar's bulky, can pivot, can fake out, can do that sort of thing. Jellicent, water immunity, can Will-O-Wisp stuff, underrated if you want to bring like a spec set, it can do that. Rotomo, it's a Rotom, it's going to Volt Switch, it's going to Defog, it's going to Leaf Storm, it's going to do Rotom things. Toxicroak, like I said, good water immunity, decently fast and hard hitting, can be anyway. It's a decent, it's a good, soft check to Palkia if I, don't predict Toxicroak to come in, so that's a thing. Same with Jellicent. Aerodactyl really fast. Rock Setter can taunt, can sort of hit kind of hard sometimes. It's not that hard hitting, but it's it's a thing. Emolga, it's an Emolga. It's on his team. Abomasnow, Hail. Soundproof is obnoxious because I do have a parting shot on. Yeah, that's really about it for that. Priority Ice Shard, I guess. And then Glaceon is also just sort of there. It does get Aurora Veil, which could be annoying if he brings Abomasnow plus Glaceon plus Kiram White. So if he goes Triple Ice, that could be obnoxious, but I mean, we'll see. But yeah, that's the only thing really worth noting about Glaceon is it does have Aurora Veil. And I mean, it does EV things like Heal Bell, Wish, that sort of shenanigans. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the squad that we are bringing to this game. First off, we have Vertimeat. With Choice Scarf, the moves are Thunderbolt, Overheat, Volt Switch, and Toxic. I decided to slap Toxic on there as, just a way to, just hit something, like the very few things on his team that can switch into this thing, because he does not like switching into Rotom at all. Just the fire plus electric coverage just does a number to everything on his team. Most things, it just hits everything either neutrally or super effectively just with those, just with Overheat, Volt Switch alone. It's just very annoying for him to try to deal with, and yeah, it just has a fantastic matchup, and he can't really hit it offensively that well either outside of, Kiram White, but we don't want to talk about that. Jellicent's annoying, but I always Volt Switch on that, but yeah, he just does not have a lot of things to deal with Rotom. He really does not like switching into this Pokemon at all. Next up, we got Clockwork, the Celesteela with the weakness policy. We're just here to do Celesteela things. We have a ton of my 3 attacks with Heavy Slam, Earthquake, and Flamethrower. Pretty interesting spread. We OHKO all the things if we can get the +2. We have Speed for Aerodactyl at +2 if our weakness policy is popped. And we do live a Flare Blitz from Jolly Incineroar. Jolly Max Attack Incineroar, we do live that Flare Blitz. Get our Titlebites off and then, proceed to win the game, hopefully. But yeah, this thing puts in a ton of work against this team. I remember Dorian went super hard on this set, so shout out to him for that. The defense, it was really tough to get the defense to work out for Incineroar, but we managed to figure it out with HP and everything. Yeah, it all worked out in the end, thankfully. So yeah, our defense and our attack are equal, but it goes by whichever one is in, it goes from top to bottom in terms of order, so we will get an attack boost for a beast boost if we get a KO with Celesteela. But yeah, that's a pretty self-explanatory set. If I can get it to weakness policy popped, getting the Titlebites off, he really can't deal with this mon at all. Unlike Lugia last week, Heavy Slam actually does damage to this Uber. Kiram White doesn't like taking Heavy Slams, it does over half, so even that neutral. So if I get the +2, it's dead to a Heavy Slam, so that's fantastic news. Next up, we have Bulbasaur Palkia with a Choice Scarf. Moves are Hydro Pump, Flamethrower, Draco Meteor, and Earthquake. We have speed for Genesect. The only thing we don't have speed with Choice Scarf is like Dougie, Arrow, or Emolga if he wants to scarf one of those things. Otherwise, we should be outrunning everything and just honestly being able to click pretty damn free attacks, because it just takes a simple prediction and I can just get a huge amount of damage off on something. Like if he has Toxicroak and I'm sitting in front of something, I can just click Earthquake and the Toxicroak's dead. The main reason we do have Earthquake is over Earth Power. Basically, both of them OHKO Toxicroak, and I just wanted Earthquake as a way to hit like a potential Calm Mind Mega Gardevoir. So, I mean, yeah, that sort of works out for that, so we don't have to worry about, getting Calm Mind stalled, because screw Calm Mind Pokemon. But yeah, other than that, again, he just does not appreciate switching into this thing's coverage, and, just click Super Effective on Forehead. Next up, we got on my back our Crustle. Once again, just doing Crustle things. We have the red card again with Weak Armor, Stealth Rock Spikes, Knockoff, and Rock Blast. We have speed for Glaceon, / uninvested, Abomasnow, / Incineroar, / Jellicent. So we outspeed all those things if they're uninvested, and we also outspeed Glaceon. So basically that's what the speed was there for. And it's just here to get up hazards. He doesn't have the best removal. He has Rotom Heat, or Rotom Mow, excuse me. Technically Emolga, technically Aerodactyl. But yeah, Rotomose is only reliable defogger. And yeah, I just love to get some hazards up, break some sashes. Kyurem White does not appreciate switching in on rocks. And yeah, just get some rocks up, get some hazards up, and click attacks. Knock off, get rid of items, and Rock Blast to hit I don't know, Kyurem or something like Brick a Sub or whatever. Next up we have Shitty Kitty, our Persian with a Darkinium Z. We have Parting Shot, Knock Off, Power Gem, and Taunt. Pretty self-explanatory set. It's has speed for Emolga, and it's just basically here to give Palkia / Celesteela a second chance to win the game, because again, he just does not appreciate those two things at all. And then we have Power Gem plus Knockoff. It hits everything neutrally except for Toxicroak. So yeah, that's that. And then last but certainly not least, we have Not a Phase of Mega Gallade with Close Combat, Fire Punch, Knockoff, and Poison Jab. Speed for Emolga, and then just 4 attacks. Just click Super Effective button, lol. That's exactly what it's here to do. We outspeed the thing we can outspeed, and again, just another Pokemon that he does not appreciate switching to the coverage on. Close Combat is relatively free versus most things except for Emolga and Mega Gardevoir, which that's chip damage either way, and I have Poison Jab for Gardevoir, and I mean, it's an Emolga. I can, just go Rotom on that, or I can get my weakness policy popped against that, so yeah, I'm not too terribly worried about Emolga. I mean, I haven't been prepping for Unmons, and I've been losing to Unmons in the PCL, so maybe that'll come back to bite me in the anus, but we'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it for the team builder. I'll see you guys inside the battle right about now. Alright, we're back here with the battle. No layout because, well, I didn't get to play this game until the day before Week 8 started, so yeah. Anyway, you can see he ended up bringing the Genesect, the Rotom, the Jellicent, Aerodactyl, Kyurem White, and Incineroar. Very similar team to the team he's been bringing all season, so let's go ahead and get into the battle. Let's see what he has and what he decides to do. Good luck, have fun to Johnny. Again, go check him out in the description down below. So he's going to lead off with the Genesect, as I believe I just led off with Crustle, because I want to get my hazards up. I die to a Flash Cannon if he's Special Offensive or an Iron Head, because, I'm Weak Armor and not the other thing. Weak Armor and not Sturdy. So, unfortunately, I would have died, but thankfully, for my behalf, he does just decide to go for a U-turn. So, again, nice little Weak Armor boost, which is greatly appreciated. He's gonna get red carded right on out of there, so I guess it really didn't even matter that I was red card, but I mean, hey, I guess this way he doesn't get to choose what he switches into. I'm not really sure how that works. I mean, I don't really know, because I don't know how U-turn plus red card interacts. Either way, I get my rocks up, and he gets the Jellicent in, and here I decide I just want to go for a knockoff. I want to find out if he's Color Berry now, or just get rid of whatever item he might potentially B, and he turns out to be leftover, so I get a huge amount of damage off with said knockoff, as he just decides to fire off a Toxic rather than clicking Skull, which is perfectly fine with me, because that means I get a layer of spikes up, which, always nice to get multiple hazards up with your boy on my back. So actually I decided to knock off again, because I do of course outspeed, and he was in knockoff range, so I just knocked off again so I could kill the Jellicent. If he wanted to switch out to preserve it, I'd knock off another item potentially. So Yeah, he will go into Genesect here, and the only way he outspeeds me is if he's Scarf. So I decided I'm just going to try to get a layer of spikes up, or knock off. I'm not really sure what happens because he just clicks Iron Head and I die. So rest in peace on my back. But you know, you got rid of the Jellicent and you got the Stealth Rocks up, so well done, my guy. You did your job. So unfortunately, my man's is going to go down there, but I can bring in Bubbles and I can just click a button at this point. He has no Flamethrower switch-ins really, especially since Jellicent dropped already, so I'm pretty sure I just click Flamethrower and get big old damage off on something. As he decides to go into Gordon, which turns out to be the Rotom Mo. So yeah, I get a big old Flamethrower off on Rotom Mo after rocks, plus Flamethrower damage, plus being a Palkia. You can see just how much that does. And the Rotom is also gonna snag a nice little 10% Flamethrower burn, so you know, we take those, but it really doesn't matter because I do decide to switch out here. I didn't want him to get a free switch into either Incineroar or Aerodactyl, so I decided to just go into my own Rotom. I realized, you know, I could have, you know, just clicked Flamethrower and, you know, kept my rocks up, but I didn't want him to get a free switch into something that could potentially, you know, just put him in a better situation. So I decided to make like a safe middle ground play, like a gut play. And, you know, it kind of didn't really work out. I probably should have just clicked Flamethrower, gonna keep my rocks up, but I can Volt Switch out here. And I could just get Palkia right back in and just click another damn move, because, you know, why not? Because it's a Palkia. So I believe he's going to go into the, yeah, he goes into Tom Brady, which is the Kyurem White. That's a funny nickname. So I remember, you know, taking quite a while on this turn because I don't really know why, I just wanted to see what was going to happen. So I decided to click Draco because it does kill, and I fucking missed Draco. He gets a free sub up. Yeah. That's real rough. So I decided to go into Rotom Yeet because, you know, it's basically my safest switch into Dragon Pulse at this point, or Draco, or whatever. So he does usually go for a Dragon Pulse behind the sub, and you can see that's going to very easily 2-hit KO me. So I decided to fire off an Overheat as just a way to break the sub and just get something in that can, you know, revenge either my Palkia again or Mega Gallade. But I'm pretty sure I go Mega Gallade because I don't want to miss another fucking Draco. So yeah, I just overheat to break the sub and just let Rotom go down. Thankfully, I do hit the overheat, which is fantastic because, you know, screw missing things. But yeah, he's just gonna Dragon Pulse my poor Rotom. So unfortunately, had to let Rotom go down. It had a fantastic matchup, but you know, I got a Volt Switch kill, so worth, I guess. But I can just go into non-phase, and I can click, you know, a nice and free close combat. Again, he has no switch-ins with his Jellicent being dead, so yeah, he's gonna take a huge hit on something. He just has to go into the Incineroar, get the Intimidate off, which is sort of annoying, but yeah, I can just go for big old close combat. Even through Intimidate, it's still not gonna feel good for this Incineroar to take that hit, so yeah, I can just go for it. He actually turns out to be Chople Berry as well, so I mean, that's sort of annoying, but you can see that still does like a solid like 40%, so after the Chople Berry, I believe this is a roll to kill with just the next close combat, so I'm pretty sure I just stay in and click another one. He can only kill me with like Flare Blitz, but hey, it's whatever. He actually decides to go for a Fake Out, but I'm inner focus, so close combat kills Incineroar. We take those. I'm not sure if that crit mattered. I don't think it did. I'm pretty sure I did like 62 min, but it's whatever. I outsped the next turn and just killed with another one anyway, so it's not the biggest crits in the world. But he can go into Genesect here. Something I should have mentioned earlier is I would have outsped Scarf Genesect at +2, or anything other than Scarf Genesect at +2 with my Crystal, so I know he is Scarf Genesect, so I switch out here, not wanting to let my -2 defense Mega Glade go down. He decides to make a nice play, click U-turn on the Celesteela. Celesteela was pretty free to just come in at this point. I was pretty well aware I wasn't going to be able to get my Autonomized Weakness Policy off, but it's still a pretty safe switch into a physical Genesect, so I just, you know, he brings in the Kyurem White, and I just decided to stay in with Celesteela just to, you know, click Heavy Slime so I don't let him get a sub up for free. There's nothing really I wanted to switch in. I didn't necessarily need Celesteela at this point. Mega Gallade plus Scarf Palkia looking like it's pretty safe to just try to clean up with those two. He goes for Sub-Zero Slammer, and unfortunately my poor Celesteela is not going to take that very well. As you can see, I just sort of dropped, which kind of feels bad, man, but hey, it's whatever. I can just go right back into another phase, and I can get another close combat off on something. He has the Aerodactyl, and I believe, God, what else does he have? Aerodactyl and, Jesus, what's wrong with me? I don't remember what else he has left, but he has the Aerodactyl, which again, not really a switch in because it's still gonna take a ton of damage from that close combat. Yeah, you get to just see how strong Mega Gallade is here. But I don't want to stay in. I do die to a -1 aerial ace, so I can just bring in Shitty Kitty here, nice and shitty, and also Kitty. To take the Stone Edge, you can see that just does absolutely no damage. Shout out to Fur Coat, nice ability. He goes for a Toxic, which is a solid play. Weakening my Shitty Kitty, feels bad, man. But I can just go for, oh, he has a Genesect was the other one. Alright, yeah, Genesect and Aerodactyl left. None of those things really appreciate switching into close combat. But I just go for a Power Gem to finish off the Aerodactyl, which is nice and dandy and all those things, all those adjectives. With Shitty Kitty sitting in here, okay, so this is a pretty important like series of turns. Genesect comes in, I live a U-turn from this range, with, you know, Fur Coat being a thing. I can click Power Gem, and if I click Power Gem and he does U-turn, it's potentially putting him in range of Flamethrower from Scarf Palkia. So, if I live Toxic plus, you know, this Power Gem that I click here, because I do Power Gem on the switch on the U-turn, 2 Power Gems will put him in range of Scarf Flamethrower, so I can just come in and clean with Palkia at that point. So, you can see it actually doesn't do a whole hell of a lot of damage either way. But I am able to just go ahead, click another Power Gem because I do survive the Toxic. But I actually decided to taunt to prevent him from subbing or roosting. So again, another like kind of middle ground play. I could have gone for Power Gem to guarantee put him in range of Flamethrower, but I didn't want him to get a free sub up and potentially have to sack my Mega Gallade. So yeah, I just decided to go ahead and do that. And here again, I bring in Mega Gallade here, and this is another like just sort of middle ground play. I've clicked Fire Punch here in case he wanted to go Genesect. It again also put him in range, guaranteed put him in range of Flamethrower from Scarf Palkia. So I decided to click the Fire Punch here. It was no drawback play, and actually, you know, it looks even cooler than it should because he went Genesect and I get a kill on the Genesect. But again, I was just, you know, making a safe middle ground play in case he did want to go, in case he did want to stay in, because it would have guaranteed put him in range of Scarf Palkia Flamethrower, and I could have just cleaned that way. So either way, I'm pretty sure I had the game in the bag. It's just like that secured me a 2-0 and as opposed to a 1-0. I can click Close Combat and finish off the Kyurem White, picking ourselves up a 2-0 win, and we are, you know, nice and back on the road to playoffs, boys. We are now sitting at 4-2 with a differential of, let me check the standings tab, 3-2 with a +4 diff. So now we're getting back there slowly but surely. Again, we got 5-0 week 1, feels bad, man. But yeah, that's going to do it for this game. Again, be sure to go check out Johnny in the description down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.